And welcome back. It's the week of Who Would Win. And as we do with all the weeks of Who Would Win, we start off with the themed Who Would Win of the month. And that is the Planeswalkers of Magic Gathering. Now, I am almost at the end of all the Planeswalkers of Magic Gathering. I at least the ones that have currently come out. We're going to end up getting a bunch of new ones. Actually, I might, because of spoilers for the next set, which is going to have 36 of those guys are going to be coming out in the next week or so. I may have to push the end of the weeks of Who Would Win with these guys a bit more, or the monthly ones a bit more. So, but anyway, we're on to a character known as, I believe, and I might get the pronounce the name of this character a bit incorrectly, but Estrid, I believe her name is. Now, this character is a recent character, and it's one that we haven't actually seen in the main storyline. She is a Commander-exclusive Planeswalker, meaning a supplementary project. However, we do know what her abilities are. Her abilities seem to be that she is capable of coming in contact with a creature, imprinting their abilities on a mask, and just swapping the mask and gaining the abilities of that creature. That creature can be just an animal, it can be a human, and it can apparently be even something like an angelic or monster, being like a dragon or a demon or something like that. Now, what she actually has available on her is not 100% certain, but her picture seems to indicate she's got the power at least of some wolves, big cats, probably a bear, a couple different humanoids, including what appears to be some sort of demon. So she does have quite a range of abilities to go through. But without knowing what she actually has, I can't go beyond what we see in the picture. So we're going to assume she has at least a couple wolves or a couple canines of some kind, big cat of some kind, like a mountain lioness creature, a few humanoids, and including a demon and probably some normal humans, which means she has, on her own right, no real special abilities beyond that. But it describes her being able to seamlessly swap through those masks, so she has all the abilities of those individuals that she can just go hoo hoo hoo. So for this, we're going to give, again, canines, big cat, demon, and a couple humans. She probably has advanced hand-to-hand combat abilities as well when she's wearing one of those masks. So she has the potential to be an extremely powerful individual. So I figured a really solid opponent to put her up against would be Vixen. Vixen from the DC universe. Now, Vixen is able to tap into, there's many different spectrums of the realms, so to speak, of individuals that represent it. So there's like the clear, which represents aquatic life, the white, which represents wind elementals or wind, the gray, which represents the fungal kingdom, the divided, which represents the bacterial kingdom, so forth and so on. She taps into the red, which is the animal kingdom. And because of that, she is able to more or less manifest the abilities of whatever animal she can think of. Allows her to mimic abilities of any animal she can think of by simply focusing on a specific animal's abilities and then drawing directly from that field, known as the red, or also the morphogenic field. She demonstrates the ability to hold on to the morphogenic traits of an entire forest of animals. Totem is not the source of her power, but rather helps her channel the power. Obviously, animal mimicry. Morphogenic field energy manipulation. While the full extent is not known, she has occasionally drawn pure energy from it and displayed this energy as a force field and energy claws. While in cooperation with the Animal Man, the woman known as Titris, she created an entire universe. Of course, that's in cooperation with other individuals with similar power. Power replication. On occasion, she has shown she's not only able to emulate the traits of animals, but also metaphysical attributes pertaining to higher forms of fauna. She once emulated the powers of several metahumans and extraterrestrials, such as Geoforce, Flash, Black Lightning, and Superman. She could even copy the skills and abilities of non-powered individuals, such as Arsenal and Green Lantern. This power is caused by... this was a process caused by Kowaku Anansi in order to prepare for future battles. So she can copy metahuman abilities as well. However, she also adopts a bit more of the animal behavior as long as she maintains the powers. She's extremely athletic, has boxing, is a skilled businesswoman, and advanced hand-to-hand abilities, obviously. So putting these two women up against each other, who wins in the fight? Well, let's say Estrid's planeswalk to the DC universe is mistaken for a villain, and Vixen happens to be the hero around to take her on. So she immediately goes maybe into like a tiger's position or something like that, and attacks. Estrid's able to get out of the way, puts on a mask. It would be the wolf mask, and she immediately has the speed and agility and all the reflexes of a wolf. So now they're kind of going back and forth. Vixen immediately has the edge in hand-to-hand combat. She doesn't need to put on a mask for that. She just naturally has it. Now, that's not to say that Estrid maybe lacks in hand-to-hand combat. We just don't know. If anything, her appearance seems to indicate she may be a monk of some kind. She has a bald head. Her robes or her outfit does seem to indicate that she might be a monk of some kind, which they generally, even in the Magic universe, generally seem to be able to learn. They generally seem to learn martial arts on some level. And I wouldn't necessarily put it past her in this case, though I'd still say Vixen's probably just the more experienced overall fighter. Realizing she's starting to be on a losing side of this fight, she switches over to actually a human mask, which immediately ups her physical abilities. That human mask probably also even grants her some spell feats, but we just don't know. So they just, back and forth. Vixen immediately goes more into like a more brute force animal. Like an elephant, and just, smashes Estrid. And so, and it's like, really? Come on, is this the best you got? She just brings over the energy claws. And then all of a sudden, she just swap the mask out again, has the demonic mask on now, and all of a sudden, she's throwing out demonic-based powers. So basically, it's things like maybe like some levels of death magic, necromancy, demonic energy, which is also magic based as well. And now Vixen's starting to be on the losing end of the fight because she's not immediately prepared for someone throwing this kind of powers out her way. But she can take on if she has to the abilities of other metahumans on some level. So she starts to emulate someone like, she focuses hard and emulates Superman, and then goes toe to toe with this demonic individual. Now Superman, we know, doesn't have any immediate immunity to magic, which she would be throwing out there. So Superman would actually be not thinking that she just wants a powerful individual to emulate. She emulates Superman, not thinking that Superman actually doesn't have any special weaknesses to magic, which, no matter how you look at it, is what Estrid is throwing out. So Estrid is actually bypassing her Superman's metaphysical, in this case, durability, and laying legitimate blows on Vixen, who actually gets thrown back, although she does strike a Superman-esque blow on Estrid, who actually cracks the mask and immediately just, But she does have one other trick up her sleeve. Vixen gets up, emulates Superman once again. Using her magic, she actually and grabs her, but using her magic, she emulates Vixen's powers and creates a Vixen mask on her, which immediately begins to emulate any of her abilities, which I imagine the mask gives her innate knowledge of whatever the ability is. So she immediately knows that the ability is to emulate other beings, other creatures she can think of. So she immediately thinks of a dragon, and just because she's encountered those before all the time, probably on other planes. Hydra dragon, all those fantasy creatures. And so she immediately, emulates dragon, starts to just breathe fire on her, emulating the red on her own, because magic can bypass those kind of things. So the mask probably allows her to emulate the red, or take from the red. So she's now in basically kind of like a smog-esque dragon, but just boo. So Vixen's now just, what the hell? She's using my own abilities against me? And the Superman form breaks. So she's got a force field now of the red just going, comes through again, starts beating on her. Now, I have to believe Estrid has come across a couple planeswalkers before. But the question is, would she, would she know how to? We don't know what planeswalkers she's come across. She's not going to be in War for the Spark, so we can't use any of those 36 right off the bat. But she also can emulate things like actual demons she's met, not just the mask. So this is it's basically the Vixen mask is really the only mask she needs because now she can emulate the powers of any creature she's ever come across. So she just puts that on and just emulates all. And Vixen tries to emulate as many animals as she can. Problem is, all the animals are Earth animals that don't really have special abilities, say from any of the like deep sea creatures from Atlantis. And maybe a couple ones that she's never encountered before. Whereas, Estrid just does the exact same thing, only she's come across a lot more interesting creatures than Vixen has. So she's emulating a Hydra, so like 7 heads appear, dragon, so the wings. So basically you had a King Ghidorah situation kind of going here. She's trying to think of some other series creatures. Sphinxes. Things like so. Basically, they emulate it. She's emulating all this power, and they kind of just clash and just boom, and just crack up the explosion. And Vixen's just knocked out on the ground, and that's just like, oh, geez. Well, I lost a couple good masks, but I gained a really special one. I thank you for your abilities. And then just puts it back on, planeswalks away. Why does Estrid win this fight over Vixen? Well, honestly, Vixen actually would probably win the straight fight if it wasn't for the fact that Estrid can make masks of anything or anyone. She's not limited to any creature. She's not limited to just one or a certain type or a certain few. Anyone, anything she can make a mask of, and that would include Vixen and her abilities. So those abilities would translate into the mask, I'd have to believe, and therefore enabled her to do exactly what Vixen does, except that she's seen many more creatures that kind of surpass anything Vixen's seen. Unless Vixen's been off-world and seen alien creatures, which I don't think she has. Otherwise, she'd do that more often. So, because of that, otherwise, she probably would win. Vixen would win if it wasn't for that little snafu that she can just steal, more or less copy Vixen's powers, make a mask of Vixen, and basically have her powers on... because their powers are very similar, obviously. Have those powers all wrapped into one mask. So, it would be close. Vixen has the supreme edge in hand-to-hand combat, although wearing Vixen's mask would give her equal prowess in hand-to-hand combat. So, ultimately, I gotta go Estrid only because she can make a mask and take on the abilities of Vixen, which essentially is just an upped version of all her abilities wrapped into one. I'm gonna go. See, Vixen could win if she knocks out Estrid before that happens, but I'm gonna say 65-35. I'm gonna say 65% of the time Estrid wins that fight. Who do you think wins the fight, though? Estrid, from what I explained about the character, or Vixen, based on what I explained and what you know of the character? But let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, who wants to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. I just would win. Star Wars, Superior Magic, what if, anything I can do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. It's a week of who would win, so keep your eyes out for that. And I'll see you next time.